Okay, so this is my new quarantine tank, and I have a new addition in here. He's gonna be joining the big boys soon. I don't want to say when, but I've had him quarantining already for about 2 weeks, and here he is. It's an OB. Now, I know there's mixed emotions on OBs, but personally, I don't mind them. I really liked the way this guy looked at the store, so I thought, why not give him a shot? He's still pretty small, as you can tell, but he did seem to have some pretty nice color when I picked him out. He was one of the more colored up ones at the store, and he has been growing. Like I said, this is my quarantine tank now. It's a 20 gallon. I made it bigger from the 10 gallon that I was using for quarantining. Pretty much I only did that way I wouldn't have to worry too much about the water quality. I could feed a little heavier without worrying about where the nitrates are going or if there's any ammonia, which this filter's regardless cycled. It's cycled regardless. I don't know if you guys have seen any of my other videos, but I keep this filter cycled, and with that being said, it's more than enough bacteria, beneficial bacteria in this tank with that filter for this little guy. Another thing I want to add, that other tank I had didn't have a light. This one's got a light. To be honest, this is the first time I've turned on the light for this guy in the 2 weeks that I've had him. And it's pretty much just to show you guys how he looks. As you can see, this guy looks pretty healthy. Swimming all over the place. What the light does help me do though is, if you look on the floor of the tank, you see those brown scraps. Those are actually his feces. Which, I mean, some of you might be thinking, why do you want to look at that? But actually, seeing how they are brown, there's no signs of long string ones. It lets me know that as far as internal parasites, he should be okay. There's no real signs of anything wrong with him internally. So first 2 weeks I haven't had a problem with him eating. I've been feeding this guy between 4 to 7 times a day, just try to get him to grow a little faster. And believe me, he has been growing. I think in these 2 weeks that I've had him, he's grown maybe half an inch, maybe a little under half an inch, but I noticed a difference in how much he's grown. I'll try to post a picture with this video of how much he's actually grown. As far as my quarantine tank goes, pretty bare. Bottom's bare. All I got is this big sponge filter and this pyramid for him to hide out in. The first 2 days I had him, he was really hiding out behind the sponge filter, behind the pyramid, but now that he's getting more comfortable, he's pretty much everywhere. He's probably hoping I feed him right about now, as are these guys. As you can see, these guys are growing pretty nice too. This is going to be, I believe, my male, which I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep him, but yeah, this guy's going to be joining them soon. As far as why I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep this guy, that's pretty much got to do with my whole idea of why I have this many Frontosa to begin with. And that's got to do with me wanting to breed them long term. I want to do a breeding colony, and I start off with 16 of them in this tank. Right now I got 14. I've been eliminating them as they get bigger. I haven't vented them. I don't know what I have in there right now, but the guy in the back is starting to get a pretty big hump on his head, and he's starting to outgrow the rest of them, so that's probably a safe bet that he's a male. I figure maybe another 2 to 6 months, and I'll do a water change. Once the water's low, I'll pull him out, vent him, and if he is indeed a male, I'm gonna rehome him. If this guy is a male back here, I'm gonna rehome him and try to get more females in here than males. Well, at least that male to female ratio up. He's looking real nice, and I mean, so are the other ones. If you look at their fins, they're coming in real good. They're all looking healthy. But yeah, this is my main idea. If this guy does turn out to be a male, rehome him, and hopefully in a year or two, when they're old enough, they actually breed for me. As you can see, this guy's wanting to start to color up. It's kind of hard to see in the light, but he's starting to color up. And this guy right here, almost overnight, the blue in his face started coming back in. Something that when I bought him, he was very vibrant. Super vibrant colors when I bought him. Super electrifying blue. Just a stunner when I got him. I moved him into this tank, and originally he started getting bullied by that yellow peacock I got back there, and completely lost all his colors. Dimmed out more than this. But one thing they say, as they get bigger, as they get more comfortable in their tank, their colors start to show. And that's one thing, that this guy's colors are starting to come back. I got that yellow blaze that he's very dominant in this tank, so no problems with his colors. All in all, I'm excited about what's going to be happening with this tank and the future for these guys, whether it be me keeping all the peacocks or rehoming them once I'm ready to breed the frontosa. But overall, they're coming out pretty nice, all of them. The aggression, one more thing, the aggression in this tank has gone down significantly. If you've watched videos that I've had previously, I want to say about 4 months ago, I used to have another frontosa. It was around the size of that this one currently is, and it was the dominant male. I took him out, and once I took him out, I started getting fighting between all the frontosa. When I put the peacocks in here, the peacocks themselves would fight amongst themselves to develop their own hierarchy. They don't really fight too much with the frontosa, but amongst themselves they do. And there was a lot of fighting, but I want to say 2 months down the line, all the fighting's starting to stop, starting to slow down. Yes, you do see chasing. It is an African cichlid tank. You're always going to see chasing, but as far as super aggressive fighting that you really have to worry about, it's really not there. I also hope to add maybe 1 or 2 more peacocks in here up until I decide what's going to happen in this tank. I'm not sure if that 1 or 2 is going to be accounted for with this guy, but this guy is going to be added in there relatively small. I just got to make sure he's big enough so he doesn't get eaten. I'm not really worried about him getting picked on. From what I've seen in the tank now, it seems pretty calm. Yeah, he might color down a little bit, and he might be a little stressed out for a little bit, but in my experience, these peacocks grow quite fast, so in 2 months he'll be a good size in there, and if he lost some color he should start regaining it. So I'm looking forward to bringing this guy in the big tank. I know there's a lot of controversy about these OBs, but if I can just get this guy to stop moving so I can focus in on him. He's got some real nice color. Like I said, pretty bare quarantine tank, nothing special. Bare bottom. I got the light, which don't even use. The only thing I do really use in here is that heater and that sponge filter. Like I'm telling you guys, this guy's healthy. He's all over the place. He's ready to eat. He hasn't ate yet. And neither has any of the tanks, honestly. I haven't fed any tank yet. Let me take you guys through the tanks real quick, just so you guys can see them. Then we got the SpongeBob tank. We got the grumpy fish right here. One grumpy one. Here's the second grumpy one up there. As you can see, these tanks are doing pretty good. This other yellow blaze that he colored down when I put him in here. He was starting to show some blues, but just the dominance of this guy is just overwhelmed him. Honestly, it's overwhelming some of the other fish, but it's starting to calm down. Like I said, this guy that was pretty much black, if you look at my other videos, he's pretty much black all around. He's starting to show some color in his face, on his side. Finally starting to color up, so I'm excited for that. As far as this dragon blood, not the albino, but the regular dragon blood, this guy colored down tremendously. I'm gonna keep him in here for maybe a couple months more and see what happens, but originally when I got him, he was more of this color, this vibrant orange that just stood out, and now he's kind of a dull orangish pink. Hopefully he gets his color back. But like I said, this was mainly just to let you guys know that I got this guy quarantining. I look forward to showing him in the big tank for you guys, but I've rushed things before, so this time around I'm going to take my time and make sure he's completely healthy. I'm not going to rush him in the big tank. I mean, as it is, I think he'll survive in there, but with what happened to me last time as far as the parasites, the bacteria going into the new tank affecting all my other fish, it's not worth putting in a fish you get for 10-15 bucks. In this case, this little guy was 15 bucks for me, and affecting a tank full of a couple $100 worth of fish. I mean, when you got this many frontoses in there, these peacocks, it's not worth risking having them all die over a silly mistake. So yeah, hopefully this guy makes it through the quarantine process good, and I'll keep you guys updated. I'll show you guys what this guy looked when I got him, and you guys can tell me if you think he grew or not. I think he grew about half an inch. I'll post a picture on it, and yeah, like, dislike, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. Till next time.